Morning, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how to customize the specialty tab or basically the specialty container area in a way that it's more friendly to your users and it's easy to, let's say, digest. So that question came from Bruce, if from the Brilliant Directories Support and Help group. If you're not in the Brilliant Directories Support and Help group, I suggest you join. Everybody there helps each other, provides a lot of ideas and feedback about everything regarding brain directories and from the perspective of a business owner. So the URL is facebook.com/groups/brilliant directories help. That's the URL. And here you can see the name. So his question was, is there any way of changing the way the specialties appear on a profile page? Either tabbed across under the main category or at least removing all the request information buttons. Right now it shows like this. There's multiple issues here. First, you have no idea, or at least a general idea of which ones are the top categories, subcategories, sub-subcategories, etc., etc., etc. On BD, specialties are typically are the subs and sub-subs. But again, in this case, you have no idea which ones are the subs and which ones are the sub-subs. And two, as he mentioned, they're not sorting in specific order. So the ordering of them is not, let's say, followed to the letter, to the T. So we're going to fix that, and we're also going to make sure that the look of it it's more friendly to the eye. I'm going to do a base code, and from there, your developer or you can take it from there with CSS. You can add buttons to it if you wish to. And there's more things that you can do with it. But with this base, you'll be able to scale the amount of ideas that you can do on it. Okay. So the site that we're going to be working with is Bruce's site. Here are the testing accounts that we're going to be using. So for now, we're going to use ID 19, ID 23. Because this involves some heavy MySQL, we already have the MySQL open here. Okay. And this part, I was actually creating the video yesterday. And then after I did the whole lecture about everything that you needed to take into consideration here on MySQL, I noticed that the audio was not working. So that's that happened. So instead of me going through the whole thing, because it would have added like 15 minutes to the actual video, um, what I wanted to propose, if you have a developer, is put them like an assignment. This is a cool assignment. In my country, I was actually a college professor. So here you would tell them, and I'm gonna explain the scenario. So all the subcategories and sub-subcategories are stored in the list services. So the question is, you're a developer, or to yourself, if you also love MySQL, is how can you create a result set where you see on one column the subcategories and on the other one the sub-subcategories? That's one. Two, how can you create the same idea, subcategories on one column, sub-subcategories for that specific subcategory on the other column, sorted by the sort order. Okay. And then lastly, how can you do it in a way that it's going to simplify the development process in PHP or Python, Ruby, Golang, JavaScript, whichever you're using there. So that's it. So the only thing that the developer needs to know that this are the names, this column, the name one, it's where all the sub and subcategories are. This master ID is basically the ID that tells you to which um, subcategory this sub belongs to. Okay, so here you see animals, art, astronomy, etc., etc., etc. All of them have one I'll have the ID 1 here. That ID 1 is this puppy here. So that means that animals, art, astronomy, bird watching, and so on and so forth, all these are actually inside the NDIS cycle social support subcategory. So these are the subs of this sub. If I explain myself well with that. Here's, for example, you got 24. So 24, we will look for the ID, service ID 24, which is this one, which means general support and animals again are subs of this one. And I can go on, go with the rest, but you got the gist, you got the idea there. The subs, you'll notice that they also, the master ID is 0. I mean, sorry, for the subs. For the subs, the master ID is something other than 0. So this is a sub because it has a 0. This is a sub because it has a 0. These are subs. 24, 24, all this one. And with that in mind, you can leave your developer and see how long it takes them to finish that. You can stop the video right now. This is like a challenge. Imagine that as a challenge. This is a good challenge, by the way, because you can pause the video right now and see how the challenge goes. But I'll explain why in 5 seconds why this is a good challenge. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's a good challenge because over the past months, I've interviewed a lot of people to join our group. And almost every time that I mentioned that I want this idea about reusing the same table to show different results because of the way that they relate inside the same table, a lot of developers, I wouldn't say database administrators, because they know the answer, but a lot of developers actually say that that's not possible. Immediately they say that that's not possible. And when they try, obviously depending on if you're using PostgreSQL or Oracle or MySQL or MariaDB or any relationship database, depending on which one you use, it's more, let's say, more possible to do it or less possible to do it, more complicated, or it's easier to do it, etc., etc. On MySQL, MySQL is fast, but it doesn't make this the way to do this specific case very easy. Okay, you gotta put your mind to it. Okay, so yesterday during the video, it took me like 30 minutes to actually process how to do it between the explanation and actually doing it here. So instead of wasting your 30 minutes of your life here, I'm going to show you the end result. So I got a little explanation here. So, well, first, let me just copy this one. Okay. So you can see the end result. I'm going to put this one here. We got member 23. We're going to log in with member 23. So let's look at member 23. So you can visually see what you're about to, and understand what you're about to see here. So I'm logging in with member 23. I'm going to go to listing details, which is where typically the service areas are, or what service areas, no, the specialties, sorry. So you got these 5 subcategories, okay? If I click here, I can see that it has, several subs for that one, okay? If I click here, you see they have 1 for the disability support, general support. If I click here, they got 1 there too. If I click here, they got this group here. If I click here, they got nothing. Okay. They also, this subs and the subs, they also have a sorting order. So I want to show you that here too. So if you go to the sub level, you can see the sorting order here. Okay, they have a specific sorting order in which you want to showcase them. For the sub levels, you can see that this one, for example, is 8, and this one's 9, 10, 14, so on and so forth. Okay, there's several that are 16, basically at the same level. Here's a 14, which means that this book club should show before sailing and so on and so forth. Okay. So when I run this query for that specific member 23, we get this. We get the 4 that you saw. I'm going to repeat that. I'm going to go here. You see NDIS psychosocial support. It has social integration, self-management, self-care, psychosocial support. We got social interaction, self-management, self-care. Why did this 3 show first before this others? That's why I was showing the sorting order. It's because of the sorting order. So on the sorting order, it said that those 3 had a higher order than the rest of this, the ones that are selected here. So social interaction, self-management, self-care have a higher order than the rest. That's why they're showing like this. And the IS disability support, you can see general support, support coordination, registered. So if we go to those 2, disability support, there should only be 1. There should only be 1 selected. Voila. So with this, you can see that 1, it's possible. It's a bit complicated to analyze the query here. So I'm gonna, once your developer has either succeeded, maybe with a different query, or just stop and said that it was not possible. Here they can see why it is possible. But 2, the way that it was done. There's other ways that you can do the same query. Okay, I did in this specific order because of the sorting order and because of the way that we wanted the data to be related, so it's easier to then code this in PHP, JavaScript, whichever. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back here, and we're gonna, if you're a developer right now, then you're gonna understand this part. So what do we want to see? We want to see the parent category, which is, I'm calling it category parent, but we both know that it's a subcategory. And then this is the category child, which we both know that these are the subs. So the social interaction, self-management are the subs of this NDIS psychosocial support. Those are the only ones that we actually want to see. Okay, we don't want to see more columns there. We put the names there. You see that it did a group concat, and probably you're like, how in the world did you manage to call the same table, because that would be the first issue, twice? So if you're a developer and you know how I work with databases, you know how I am against using joins if you actually don't need them. It's something that they teach you in college. They don't teach you when you actually need to use them. I'm more of a where. Okay, I'm old school and I try to optimize the queries as much as possible. I'm using a join here because this is specific and probably the 5th case that I've seen in 7 years where I actually am forced to use a join. In this particular case, a left join. If you're a developer, then you know that by using a left join, you're giving more priority to the left area of the result set when it shows. Okay. So what I did here was, you can see the following, blah 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 blah, the typical selector for the query, and then I do a left join here, and then I do this, and then I do this. I'm joining the table with itself, changing the name of it, so then I can do some comparison here. Because as I mentioned before, you remember on the list services, the master ID is actually the service ID. Also, the master ID tells the subcategory to which subcategory they belong to. So the master ID is telling me to which service ID on the same table they belong to. Yeah, just in case if you're the owner, you can skip this part because this is super technical. But this is for your developers so they understand how feasible the query is. I deal with a lot of complicated queries, so this is like it is complicated. It looks short because I optimize stuff like that, but the thinking behind this, You need to think a lot. So that's why it took me a long time, like 30 minutes or something. So left join, pum, pum, pum. You can see that I did the trick there. And then once I've done that trick, then I could have left it like that. And you could have seen all the relationships here. But we're looking for the subcategories and subcategories of a specific member. So in this case, that's where the where comes in. So we need to add the rel services, which is here. And we need to tell it, hey, I need to know I'm matching it against the uh, the the result set on the right of the list services. So I'm matching it against whatever comes out of here against the user. If you do it with this, you probably will get other results. You need to match it on the right side. That's the logic behind this. So after doing this part, you're done. Everything else is just cleaning stuff. So the group by is done. So you can group all the category childs with their parent. The having category child not empty is basically making sure that it doesn't show the category parents here that are empty, that they don't have a child selected. And the order by here and the order by here are making sure that I follow to the T, to the letter, whatever Bruce wanted to sort his categories. Okay? Out. So I'm following rules here. Bruce wanted to, the owner of the site in this case, wanted to sort the categories in a specific way. Well, we'll follow that rule. I'm not going to enforce my way into his decision. So we'll follow that rules here, which is the one that takes care of the category parents. And we follow it here, which is the one that takes care of the category child. With that, you're done. And now you have a very it does a couple of things, the sorting, matching a member, and also making sure, because if you're a PHP developer and you see this, you know where I'm getting at. I just simplify the hell out of the PHP code that you were about to do by a lot. So, okay, we got this square here. This was a 30 minutes to something else that I was talking on the other video without audio. So now, what do we do with this? How can I eat this? Okay, so we're gonna create, let me put this back here, and we're gonna create a widget. Okay, so let's go here. Let's create a widget. Okay, call it user creating categories. Save that puppy. Data save. Oh, save. I think it's my connection. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we gotta prepare the set. Peter, the acting. So let me just copy the query over here again. Put that baby there. Okay. And let's call it category. Double check everything there. Yeah, everything good. And put inside double quotes. And I'm gonna explain why I'm putting on double quotes. If you're a developer, you know that PHP parses variables if you put double quotes. If you put single quotes, it doesn't do that. Why am I doing that? Because we gotta make this dynamic. The 23. Okay. So let's call that one. Or let's just put it just in case. Quotes. Let's call it category user ID. Okay, category user ID. And we're gonna put that category user ID here. Here. And where's that category user ID getting the information from? Well, in this page, in the user's profile, public profile page, the variable that's used there, I can close this now. It's called user. Okay, so it's gonna be user ID, like that. Quotes here, like organizing my stuff. There we go. We got those still there. Beautiful. So now we need to call this. To call it so we can use it. The typical one that I use. There's two ways of using a database. There's this one, and there's a longer one that right now I can't remember. But another developer might know that. Okay. Category. Just double checking. That's that one. Okay, beautiful. Okay. Let me do. Oh, you know what? Let me. File. Very good. Data. It's fetch. If you're an owner of the site and you're like, what the hell is this information about? I don't know all this. What's wrong with you? Don't worry, I'm pasting this into a file. You can copy paste it. Yeah. It's just for your developers to know and for you to learn, if you're interested in learning, how you can turn something a little bit complicated into something easy to digest. Okay, we're gonna call category array. But in order to do that, I gotta call the array over here. Nah, it's not gonna be an array. 20. So there's that one. Okay, so okay, let me check. We got category parent, category child. Okay, parent, category child. Data is parent. And that will have inside of it the category child. And by doing this, because of the way that the query, the result set was done, I'm able to literally do this, and you have no idea how many lines a developer would know how many lines of code I just saved myself by just doing this. Like right now, we have a working array that we can start processing. Parsing it's called. Category array. So let me just print this here. Okay. Let me just double check everything. Pam, 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 pam. Yep. Don't need anything else. Let me copy this name, and let me show you what we're about to do. So I need to know. This is a base. Super short. I need to know which widget, plugin, feature, form, sidebar, whatever, it's generating this. So for that, we click on visit website. And then we go to that page and we refresh. Once you refresh, I already have it here, but it's to make sure that everybody is on the same page. You'll get the admin sidebar. Okay, you can click on the sandwich icon, hamburger icon, you see all this. But when you're used to it, you know that I'm going to be asking for you to click on the show widgets. This is a neat way from BD for you to be able to develop and work on specific areas of the platform. So we scroll down where that area might be. And here we see it's a feature. Okay, so we're going to edit that feature. Because that's a feature that's showing as a search results. It literally said that there. You can see here, click to view edit code. We click there. And we're literally going to replace all that. Okay, we're going to delete everything here. Delete everything here. Delete everything here. And we're going to put our baby code there. We don't need a loop. We don't need anything. We just need this. That's it. This is going to be calling that widget that we just created. So let me save it. If it doesn't show, you click on refresh live website, which actually should be renamed clear cache. It has more sense. Click magnifying glass again, so it shows the original site. And then we scroll down, and we're like, whoa, okay, I don't know why it's showing this again. We'll deal with that later. Did I just double check if I actually deleted everything? Huh. Delete this. Making sure that it got deleted. Save it. Okay. I want to refresh just in case. So I don't waste time. Okay. Oh, snap. So it's not getting deleted. That's what it's showing here. So anyway, coming back to this member, I can see that they have one subcategory with a bunch of sub-subs. Here's another one, another subcategory with a bunch of sub-subs. Which it looks like yes. Here's the, assuming that's a sub. Here's a sub. We can double check with another member, the 23, which is somebody that also has a lot of specialties. In this case, they got 4. So let's just double check. So they got this one here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're good. We're good. The code is working correctly. So we're gonna start working on this, but I gotta do an extra job in making sure that this whole thing just goes away. Okay. So for the moment, we just double check something on the code here. Let's tackle this one right now so it doesn't visually look weird. Specialty name, specialty table. So it will be specialty table. Okay. So let's go here outside of the PHP and we just do this quickly. Sorry for that. I was trying to do a video as fast as possible. Specialty table. Save this puppy. Hopefully that should be the only thing that I actually need to do. Hide this stuff. To properly hide it, I would use JavaScript actually. Refresh again. Specialties table. Okay, sorry. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Refresh. Great job. Okay, great job. So it's empty. There's nothing there. Okay. Now we gotta start working on that one. Okay. So okay, we got our baby there. Now we gotta run after a while. For a developer, you know that normally you do a for each. So as I'm not gonna complicate the names. Same thing. Category parent, child, club. Okay, how can we process this? Well, remember, because it was done this way, it not only saves you time in the while cycle, the loop cycle, that one, but also for any future cycles, including the for each. That's why this query in this particular way is so important. It's so important. So now I just made myself very lazy as a developer because after doing it like that, I can just do like, for example, okay, let's put here children. Yeah, that doesn't look nice. Exploding children. That's what am I? Nike or something? Okay, let's do it like this. Category item. Okay, we're going to need that. This is the category item. Yeah. Okay, so I was thinking trying to do it with a single for each, but we need to double check the parents. The parent actually changes. I'm just visually elaborating how the, the text will be rendered. So we got the children, okay, for the specific parent that's running right now. But let's start visualizing them actually. I don't want to wait so much. Uh, this, in the case that we want to apply something parent, then, well, yeah, let's put a class just in case we want to do something with the parent. Parent meaning the subcategory, just in case. Um, parent here, obviously, want to do it like that. I'm putting the UC words because you might have a subcategory that has multiple words, and it looks just nice. You can remove the UC words if you don't want to. UC words is uppercase words, so it just makes the first letter uppercase and everything else um, stays like it is. Lowercase stuff. This one, and then from here, just visualizing again. From here, it will go down to the kids. Yeah, to the kids, and that's yeah, that's where the for each just for the children will kick in. Yep, yep. Okay, so that's the item one that I was referred to. To maybe this could be done in a more efficient way. I was trying to do it in one single way, but for now I'm not thinking straight. So just do it like this. Let me see. Do we need to add something else here? Nope. Let me see. Get the parent, and then the kids, and then the parent again. Yeah, yeah. Close it here. And actually, that's all that we need for the kids. If they're just gonna be rendered like that, then let me start closing stuff here because if it's the parent that needs to be closed, then we close that parent. We close the list item for that parent, and close the parent UL. So this is the children's UL element. This is the list item where it includes the children, and the parent. This is the parent UL. And we're done there. And that's it. We actually don't need anything else. So let's save it. At least for that part. Because I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's an odd and even coloring here that we need to take into consideration. So it shows down here. Okay. So I'm going to refresh. Okay. Let me see who am I in right now. Here. Okay, obviously I did a boo-boo there. Let's see the boo-boo. Category child. Whoops. Category child. See what happens when you do a boo-boo? Okay, so let's refresh here. Plop. I should be getting two results. I mean, two subcategories with the subs there, nice and neat. And here too, there's four, and their subs are bloop. Oh, nice! It looks beautiful. Yes, but it also looks weird if you analyze everything at the top. So, what do we do here, Bruce? Tell me, my friend. And then Bruce said, "Well, why not just copy the styling and the elements that they're using here?" Bruce, you genius, you. That's why I love you, Bruce. So we got all this here. Table view. There's something else that I should. Oh yeah, yeah, I thought so. Okay, so this puppy here. Okay, edit as that. Copy that monster here. Bloop. Go over here, and obviously we gotta put it before the for each and all that starts getting processed. Okay, for, for the visual representation. Got that one there. Let's close it there. Let's see. Should create a specific, just in case we want to apply styling to that specific area for the category. So category parent container. So everybody knows that, this is the parent container. I also saw that, where's the element? I also saw that the kids were div, the table view group. Okay, clear fix there. Okay, remember. Let's do another echo so you can separate them later. I know it's a div, so that you table. Nope. And then the other one is, I have no idea. What is under this kids? Oh, oh, okay. Yeah, I know this one. So we need to create a label. Well, not just the label, but the structure for the look and feel. So we're gonna do a Lee. Okay, sure. MD4, so it maintains the same look. Okay. Um, then let's call it services provided for now. Okay. Services provided. We can put a category parent label class just in case maybe something is supposed to happen with this text. Services provided, and then we create now the area for all the categories. So we know that it's called SM8 or MD or X, whichever actually. But we are gonna call this the member categories section. Okay. And we're gonna leave it like that because we need to close at the bottom. Actually, we gotta close a whole bunch of people at the bottom. So at the bottom, when I say bottom, I mean, okay, we're gonna close that firstly. And then we're gonna close, I have no idea. This one's closed, so that's the div then. And then the last one is just the UL. So we got the Lee here closing, which is this one. We got the div here closing, which is this one. But the UL closing here, which is this one. And don't ask me what am I supposed to see, because I got no idea. It's supposed to look like the image that I created yesterday, but since I deleted everything, smart. Hopefully it's going to break. Okay. Uh, yeah. Let's let's hmm, let's do wait. Okay, for children. Children. Okay. What the second? Get a boo there. There you go. Double check everything. No more boo-boos. No more boo-boos, Louis. You're doing a video. Live video. What's wrong with you? Also, why are you talking to yourself? Let's refresh. I can't find the hmm. Hmm. We got this one. I want to affect this one. And that will be this one. So I'm just gonna play and see if this actually something actually happens. See how the other ones are looking. Let me. It's the styling. It's too clunked together. Um. Let me put. Hopefully it's the UL. Hopefully. 10 pixels. Got it here. What I'm talking about is the separation between this and that line. That line is added by BD just in case automatically because of the styling. Because of the styling. Um, and when I say because of the styling, I mean that literally that. Because if you remove this here, for example, it turns into a normal one. And the normal HTML way that you actually see. Okay, so I like this spacing. That's good. And you can visually see, okay, yeah. Also, it's a lot of spacing. So you know what? I went too far. Do like 5. Fresh. Just make this. Okay. Now it's a little bit more neat. Fresh again. Good. Okay. So here's the supposedly the end result. Okay, so we went from that one that had this one, okay? This look where you don't know which ones are the subcategories and the sub-subs and the buttons and the stuff. By the way, I'll leave the option of adding a button so they can contact the member for that specific specialty to your developer. And I'm gonna leave 2 hints. One, something to do with adding a column here. 2, something with adding something here. I won't say anything. Um, maybe adding something here too, and that would be it. So you got 2 lines that you can add, plus changing the query a little bit, a little bit. With that, you'll be able to offer the owner of the site the ability of disabling or enabling um, the buttons here, okay? or even just showing the buttons for the top category, I mean the subcategory and not the subs, or only for the subs, and doing other stuff, or not even showing the buttons. They just click on this and create an interaction. So you can play around with that. Also yesterday, Bruce mentioned that this looks sucky on the phone. Okay, so there's several things actually look sucky, but because obviously you can. This is the base, like I said. You can build on top of this. But let's double check the phone thingy. So I'm enable the device mobile device manager here for Google Chrome. And I'm gonna just make this smaller, 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 so we can see how it would look if. So it looks like this. Uh-huh. Yeah, it looks weird. So, well, actually, we can do just the trick that maybe this could help in just removing this one. Bloop. Okay, there we go. So maybe we want to make it look like this on the phone. Services provided, or maybe even make that a little bit bigger. Because wow, it's small. But anyway, maybe we want to have this look on the phone, and on the desktop it looks um like this. So let's do it. Let's do it. So sadly, I didn't want to mix so many languages because here you got MySQL, then you got PHP, then you got HTML with PHP, and then you got CSS. But we need JavaScript here, so I can't do anything. If you're a developer, good for you. If you're the owner, I'm sorry. So okay, there's a trick in using CSS to do that change, but the problem is that the change is removing a class. So that part of the interactivity in regards to the elements on the DOM, we can't do it just with CSS at that point. So we're gonna have to check the media on the site. And if I'm not wrong, just gonna do something here. Um, Let me see. Call media size. Let's match something. Match media. Match media. Um, oh, that's proper. This save somewhere? Crap. Second. I just need to double check something. That's what I needed to know. So it's next. Okay. Wait, give me a second. Okay. So for the phone, I would analyze everything at the top. So maybe we can put it 750 or something like that, like 700, maybe 800. 800. It still looks good here, like this. Let me see. At what point does it break? Okay. So it's like a. Let's do 768 or just 77. So okay. Let's not waste time. So media size, plus window, media. And I know inside of this, add parentheses, log, 70. Then and then we need to get the parent. Actually, I got the parent here. Category parent container. We gotta remove this table view. That's all I need to do. To go over there. So give me a second. Yeah, the category parent container is a query selector. It's a UL that has literally that name. I can see at the top. Okay, and here's where things start, because we want to check this every time the page changes. Actually every time we're gonna do in set interval, so we don't have to code so much. Okay, and we'll set the time to a specific milliseconds so it doesn't lag the website. So the time is gonna be very huge. So I'm gonna put it like around 200. 200 is more than enough. Like a way bigger than 1 millisecond. Okay, so we got. Let me talk to the parent container at the top. And if you do match with the media size, that means that you're on the phone. So we'll just remove the table view. Voila. Oh, wow. I had to think that through. Hold on. Um, if not, if you're not on the phone, that's why I wanted to put the interval. Add the table view to it. Okay. And assuming this is handled by BD at the CSS level, then it should. I'm double check everything. I'm missing the timer here, so let's put 200, which is a lot. Put 250 here. So that means that once this refreshes, it should change depending on the view. Okay, maybe I did it backwards or something. There's that one. Check. Oh yeah, for sure. For sure, I did something bad there. Media size, we got this one here. I put it outside. Great of me. I'm awesome. Max width. Yeah, it's 700. Correct. Let me put this one here. Yeah, if I put it outside, then it's only gonna check once. For that one, I mean. Let me debug this. False, false, false. True. Okay, so we got that one done. I don't see anything else. Maybe we can customize. The actual subcategories, parent title. So let's, yeah, they're a parent title. How come they don't look highlighted? So let's make them a little bit more bold, sassy, with styling and stuff. Okay, let's refresh here. Let me see how they look. Wow, that didn't do anything. Fun. Oh, made a boo-boo there. There we go. See? Boo-boos everywhere. I don't verify this here. I do this bad there. You gotta fire me. What kind of crappy developer am I? And teaching you all the bad stuff in a bad manner. Okay, here you see subcategories. Now they they're highlighted. I mean, it's more, it showcases what the hell they are. Okay. So for the answer about Bruce, about the thing changing depending on the phone and blah blah blah, if you get to, there you go. Okay. So now it looks nice and neat. The only question that I have right now is why didn't it work with why do I have to do this? For me, it's not logical. So let me just do something here. Maybe the media size. Match media is actually bringing me an object or something. So that means I'm stupid. This doesn't make sense in a conditional statement because they're Boolean, so it's either true or false. I don't have to say something like that. Doesn't make sense. So let me just double check something again. Okay, done. An object. Well, I was thinking something else. So it's dot. It's dot what? Matches. Okay. Dot matches. That would make more sense. So once this responds, it double checks that it's not above 770, which means it's a phone. It would assume it's a phone. Then we show here. It would trigger that one. So let's refresh. And let's just double check it. Let's see what's going to happen. So we got 1000. If I keep on going down, looks nice and neat and all blah blah blah, and then suddenly it turns into a phone. There's the phone. Okay, phone version. Shorter, straight to the point. Again, this can be customized to a whole bunch of other things that you want to do with it. Like you could customize, or your developer could customize a class or a group of classes, and you can just remove them and add them here. And that's it. Now you got your own neat way of handling this. Remember, that's a challenge. There was the first challenge about creating the query. The second challenge is turning this into buttons if you wanted to. Oh, right. And I also got a question in the morning today. So the question was, is there an option of making this collapsible, meaning that they open or close? And the answer is yes, because BD, they use Bootstrap. So it's basically straightforward. So um, you will go to the UL parent. Let me double check here where the UL parent is. So here's the parent. Let's put there's a couple of things that you need here. You need to tell if you're using Bootstrap and you are on BD. You need to tell which one's the triggering element and which ones is the elements that are going to be collapsed. So for that, we're going to apply it to the spam here. We're going to say data toggle. This element, data toggles something else. And it toggles what? Collapse. It collapses stuff. It's like a collapsible, I don't know what type of joke I'm about to say. And the data target to collapse, is going to be, and that's where we make up something. So let's say, because we can just put the same one. It'll open and close everything at this, all the children from all the categories at the same time. So let's do something. So we're gonna create something here. We'll create a variable. Top. Let's call it children count. I'm gonna say let's just say 1. Okay. So the data target is gonna be like this. It's gonna be that children count. Okay. And we're gonna say here category child and the N C we're gonna put an ID. That ID needs to go over here on this one. That ID is gonna, well, it's literally gonna be the same thing. So it's gonna copy this. Put so much. Double check here. We got category child. Pum 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 pum. We got category child ID with there. And then after that, we say children count plus plus. That means that every time the for each runs, it adds one more to the count of children out there. So in theory, that should make this collapsible. In theory, let's see what I did. So if I click this, it gives me the finger. Yeah. Let me double check the code. It did something bad there. Yeah, category child, and then we got this one here, child. All right, I forgot. We gotta tell the children that they're collapsible. If I don't say that thing, it's like good for you. Collapse. The parent will toggle the collapse state, but you also gotta tell the children that they are collapsible. Okay, so if I click here, double check. Obviously, I'm missing something here. Data target. Oh, my super bad. It's the ID, the hash. I'm pointing to an ID, but I didn't put the hash. See who you gotta deal with here? Crappy developer. There you go. Okay. So now you got that effect there. You should leave this as a what? As another challenge for your developers. Like tell them how can I set an option to be already collapsed, and they should answer in Bootstrap. You would tell them in Bootstrap, how can I set a class to already be collapsed? They should answer, why we gotta add the in class there to it. It's showing like this because I'm forcing it in case, but if you add the in class to it, it automatically collapses the element. So let me show you what I mean. If you add the in here class, so which means it's collapsed in to itself, then it's gonna show all of them open by default. If you remove the in, it hides them all. Okay? So with that in mind, you got a system that automatically shows you this. Very neat. Let's test that on the phone. Let's see how that works. Because I want to double check something there. I want to check. There you go. So see? The Bootstrap is still kicking in. It doesn't matter if the design changed. So it's independent. So that means that the code is beautiful. So in 47, less than 50 lines of code between MySQL, HTML, PHP, CSS, JavaScript, we were able to create a system that shows you all the subcategories and subcategories and relationship between them, takes care in the sorting order of them. It shows them in a nice, neat layout based on the one that BD uses or the style the site uses at that moment. It gives you, collapsible thingamajig here. You're able to visually see it, and if you add 2 to 3 more lines of code, you're able to click on them and just do a pop-up or something, if you wanted to. Okay. So hope you like this video. I'll be leaving probably a link or something where you can just copy this. Okay. Remember that you gotta copy all this, paste it, create your own widget. Doesn't have to be named user pretty category. You can name it whatever you want. I copy this from Lewis, ha ha ha. And you go to my content. Actually, not my content. You edit the you in admin mode. You go to the public profile member of a member. You click on the show widgets. Scroll down until you get to the actual feature. This feature. You click on that puppy, and on the click to view edit code thingamajig, just paste that widget that you add there. There's this is another challenge. How about that? Tell your developer how you can remove this permanently. Remove it from here. Let's see if they know. I know how to do it. Okay, but tell them how can we fix this so it's permanently removed, so it doesn't do the calls and stuff like that. Making the profile page a little bit lighter. And that's it. So hope you like the video. Think positive. Again, apologies for the video owners because that's a lot of languages that you gotta own and understand. But because of that, I'll be leaving all this code as a copy paste solution. And you know what? Maybe you want to specify how to handle the user here. So you know what? Maybe you want to put this layout in another page. And that page, you don't want to use a member that has logged in or something. You want to use something else. So you know what? Let's do something here, because this only applies. This widget will only apply to the public profile, but maybe you want to use it somewhere else. So I'm gonna do something here. So I'm gonna do if user, actually, if this exists on the page that you're on, then it will use the category. Okay. If it doesn't exist, means that you're in another page. We're gonna do it like this. So you have that flexibility. I always love to give people flexibility about their own site. So you use a custom user ID. And let me explain. We're gonna put it here, so you don't have to go down and start editing stuff. So let's do the 23 here or something. This is for the following cases. You just start cleaning up the code here. Pum 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 pum. This here. We need to put it here. Here. Okay. And that's it. 50 lines of code, and we got this baby here. This is for a case. So, for example, you create a specific member, and on that member you add specific categories that you want to advertise. So you put this code on that page, and they will actually see this. They would see this, and maybe they can click on it or do stuff with it. But it's not forced or is constrained to the public profile of the member. So now you can use it somewhere else. Okay. I could, and let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen if I put it somewhere else. So let me save this. Let me copy this here. Let me save this, and let's go to a page, another page. Let's create a page here. And we're gonna call that page. Wow. Okay, there we go. We're gonna call that page my page. And we're gonna put that widget there. Okay, plop. Here we go. We save it. Notice that we're on a page where there's no user, but we're enforcing the user number 23 here. Okay, so if we go to my page, meaning this page, it should show the subcategories and subcategories of that specific user. So you see, it's a nice layout for you to advertise something. I don't know what you would be using this for. Obviously, if you had this customized, it would look like a nice, neat thing. And if you removed this full column here, then you will have a nice, neat category page, specific category page for specific things. Okay. And you can add notes here or something relevant about each category, blah, blah, blah. So this is a great idea in regards to that. That's what I'm saying. This can scale. This is the base, but this can scale if you have a good developer with you to other things, other ideas. This is the freedom that you get on the BD platform. So that's it. Big hugs to everybody and think positive and see you soon on the Brain Directories help group. Take care.